Killzors B. Oohoo! Says, hey Heartless, congratulations on the 1,500 subs. Thank you. Because of the time you made the video. Anyway, congratulations, you're still as awesome as ever. Thank you, Kills Orsby, you're such a gentleman, and you're cool. So yeah, my question is, if you would bump into the one and only Isaac tomorrow, and you could ask him one question, because he's being chased by necromorphs, what would it be? I would probably ask him if he would like some kind of energy drink, because running away from necromorphs is quite a task. And that way he'd only have to nod or shake his head, because I know he doesn't really like to talk. So, yeah, I would ask him, would you like a Powerade? And if he nodded his head, I'd ask what flavour, and then I'd get eaten by the necromorphs and die. So I'd probably be standing behind some bulletproof glass or something. Oh no, I have lost my place. There we go. Enmity777 says, building upon Jaded Radiance's questions, if you could choose one weapon to have in the previously mentioned zombie apocalypse, what would it be and why? You've got to go for either a pump action shotgun or a spaz shotgun, surely. Or a Scorpion SMG, or a bloody SMG. No, not an SMG, an M16 with a grenade launcher attachment. Anything like that would be perfect. Absolutely wonderful. Slick Luke 01 says, Steve, what are you most looking forward to other than Bioshock 2? I would say Silent Hill, Alan Wake, and I don't know. I can't really. I can't think of any new games that are coming out. Oh, what's that Planet one where in the trailer the woman's house gets sort of pulled apart? That looks cool, but I don't know anything about that game. But it looks good. TF2 Humiliation says, "What are your views on the game Borderlands?" I have no idea, because I've bought it and it's sitting over there in its cellophane wrap next to Modern Warfare 2. I'm one of those people. Actually, I don't know whether there are any other people like me, but I like to wait for a perfect opportunity to play games, like where I know I'm not going to be disturbed. I know I'm not going to be like told to go anywhere, and I know that I'm going to have a long set piece of time where I don't have to worry about any commitments or responsibilities, where I can just play a game. So from what I've seen of Borderlands, it looks like a mixture between Fallout 3, 13, and I don't know, a game with a load of guns. But I haven't actually got to playing it yet. But I'll tell you soon as, if you like. Barry Burton 11. Ain't Barry Burton that guy out of Resident Evil 1? Anyway, what device do you use to record your gameplay? I just use a bloody camera on a tripod. Like, I know absolutely nothing about capture cards or anything like that. I mean, I'm going to invest in a capture card, and I've already invested in Fraps at the minute, because I've bought Call of Cthulhu, or whatever the hell its name is. I don't know how to pronounce it, on PC, so I'm thinking of doing an LP of that in the future, but don't pester me about it, because I don't know when I'm going to do it. I just know that it's going to be in the future. So yeah, that's the answer to your question. I'll be using everything when I get to it. Mart9125 says, hello, question about the game Obscure 2. Which characters would you have preferred to survive the end of the game, if any? I like Shannon and Stan. They was good. I probably would have liked Sven to survive, because Sven's pretty cool. But, you know, that's it. None of the others deserve to survive. X, my brilliant X. Yay, it's Mrs. Alexandra, because she's amazing and she's lovely. Says, I've been thinking of a question for a very long time. Do you know how much I suck at that? My throat's gone. I've eventually come up with this one. What's the worst game you've ever played? Oh, and also congrats on 1,500. Let's do the chicken dance. Sounds good. I'm going to do it now. Ow. So yes, Mrs. Alexandra, let me tell you now that my worst game I've ever played, most recently, is the one the one that's been added most recently to the list of the worst game I've ever played is Marco's Magic Football for the Mega Drive or Sega Genesis or whatever the hell you call it in America. Um, Basically, it's about a kid with a magic football, and he kicks the football at birds and they die, and he kicks them at people and they die, and then you go into a sewer and you kick it at sewer stuff and they die. But that's only if you get that far, because I never do, because it's just the stupidest, hardest game in the world. It's rubbish. Like, if you want to play it, get an emulator, because it sucks. And you'll just be like, what is this? Why am I playing this? And who made this? Because they're stupid. So yeah. Wolf says, what's up with Sonic the Hedgehog? It's amazing. Question, will survival horror always be your main focus on games, or can we expect a surprise someday? You can expect a surprise at some point. I'm thinking of doing Modern Warfare 2 Spec Ops, like I said, eventually. I don't know when. It depends when I've got free time. But unless survival horror games run out, which I doubt they will, then it's going to be pretty much survival horror all the way, because I love survival horror. It's amazing. It's amazing. La Lumine says, Heartless, where do you get inspiration for all your crazy shenanigans? I.e. Huey's manly voice, Susan, random pictures of your doggies, etc. They're hilarious, and I have no idea how you come up with all this stuff. Well, it just basically comes into my head. Like, I just set up what I'm doing, and then let crap henceforth from my mouth, and whatever's there, I mean, I don't edit anything out, really. Nothing at all. And if I think of something that would just go with a video, like, I don't know, put in a picture of something in the corner or whatever, then I'll just add it in. But I don't know. I have all sorts of stupid stuff going on in my head, and I've just always needed a tap to let some of it out, and I think making videos is that. If I didn't have that, I'd probably be in a mental hospital about now. And as for the dog things, it's just like if I pause the game a billion times while I'm recording because of like the doorbell or whatever, I just think, instead of just having me loading screens for ages, I'll put in something, to break up the gap, which is my doggies. My doggie's sitting right next to me now. She's having fun, and my voice is going, so I'm going to pause the recording. Donkey Strider says, congrats to subs. Anyway, will you be doing any newer games in the future as LPs? And if not, could you LP one of the original Silent Hills, preferably 2 or 4? Personally dislike Homecoming. Well, thank you. Well, I won't be doing the Silent Hills because I've already completed 2 and 4 and 1 and 3 several times, like a lot, because they're brilliant. So I think I'd just I think it'd be a bit of a waste of time. But yes, I am thinking of doing some newer games, because I'll obviously run out of the older games eventually. And when I do, the newer games will come into effect. Mass Effect. Not Mass Effect, because that's an RPG. But, yeah. Probably the new Silent Hill, Bioshock 2, probably the Saw game when I get it for Christmas, stuff like that. Let's see. Mooney504 says, how much money will I have to pay you to clear up the Blood Rain debacle of '09? Or just, who is that red-haired girl on your background anywho? That red-haired girl on my background is Shannon from Obscure 2, not Blood Rain. Because, I don't know, I mean, I do know what Blood Rain looks like, but I think it's because I know that's Shannon, it just doesn't look like her to me. But yeah, it is Shannon. I searched for a good picture of her to put on there, and that's the only one I could find that was actually not pixelated or just completely rubbish. And because it's a concept art picture, it looks nothing like her. But it's Shannon. So if anybody wondered, it's Shannon. M. Clardizzle 11 says, "Congrats, Heartless. My question is, what game were you looking forward to that came out and you were most disappointed by it?" Oh my God, I'm going to have to pause the recording for this, I'm sure.